Well, President-elect Donald Trump has said he plans to carry out large deportation operations in the U.S., possibly the largest in American history. But it raises a question, what impact could this have on the U.S. economy and grocery prices? Now, Kelly O Grady she joins us. She's a CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to talk a little bit about this because undocumented immigrants, they make up about 5% of our labor force, but they make up a larger portion when it comes to our agriculture workforce. So when it comes to these mass deportations, it's going to obviously affect our food supply. Tell us a little bit about what food or what foods would be impacted.
Yeah, so it's great to be with you, Chris. I mean, this could be really impactful when it comes to our food supply because, as you mentioned, agriculture, there are estimates that undocumented workers make up anywhere from 40 to 50%. And so, really, some of the foods that you could be thinking of, any of your fruits, your vegetables that require folks to be in the fields working long hours picking those. Think tomatoes, right? The vines need tending. Another big area is meat packing. Undocumented workers make up a lot of the work that happens in that industry. So everything from tending the cows to actually packing the beef that you buy at the grocery store. Fishing is another one. So really, it's the gambit across, but it's the fact that so many of these folks perform these roles that many U.S. citizens don't want to. So if you think about it, if those folks go away, your labor supply decreases, you still have the same demand for the food from American citizens, and you could be in a situation where your food supply gets crunched. And of course, what happens when demand stays the same and supply goes down? Your prices go up.
Yeah, I read a lot of stories where farmers are expressing their concerns about these deportations because obviously, that affects their livelihood as well. But how quickly could these effects be felt once these mass deportations go into effect?
Well, and so that really depends on how quickly President-elect Trump chooses to carry out these mass deportations. So we have heard him say that we are going to start with the criminals and then work down from there. So in terms of whether he would get to the folks in the agriculture industry immediately, it looks like no. But once you start to see those folks get deported, if they do, I mean, you could be looking at grocery prices rising pretty quickly because some of these crops, like tomatoes, there are multiple cycles per year. And, those are being funneled to our grocery stores. So there you could see an impact. But as I said, we don't have the specific rollout for these mass deportations as of yet.
Yeah, let's talk about how much these people are getting paid because obviously we know it costs more to pay U.S. citizens for these roles. That would also drive up the cost, especially here in California. So talk to us a little bit about what that could do for us.
Yeah, so this is a great example because California, the minimum wage, so someone who is working in the fields, they're going to be making $16 an hour. I can assure you that the undocumented workers who are picking your tomatoes, who are milking the cows, they are making far less. And the reason is that these companies can pay them a lot less because they don't have a lot of leverage. And so if you think about, okay, well, let's say those workers go away and you do find U.S. citizens who want to take these jobs, you're going to have to pay them a lot more. And what's really interesting is in some cases that could actually get passed down to us. You'll see your grocery prices rise. In another case, some of these food items are commodities that actually trade on an open market. Your dairy farmer doesn't set the price of milk that's actually set on an open market. So if their labor costs go up, that could actually create a situation where a lot of dairy farmers just go out of business because they're not able to pay that increased labor and still make a profit. So kind of a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see, but story will continue to follow. Kelly O Grady, thank you so much for being with us. All right, let's